Looking for a more open and yet interesting one-row repeat crochet stitch? If that sounds like what you're looking for, why not try the Flutter Stitch? It adds beautiful detail to your crochet projects. If you're ready to learn, I'm Rachel from Hope Corner Farm by Day. I'm a home ec teacher who teaches hundreds of students how to crochet. And let's grab a hook and some yarn and we'll get crocheting. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and don't forget to give me some feedback on this video. Give me a like or a comment, let me know what I did well or things that I could improve upon. For the crochet flutter stitch, you're going to have to know how to complete a few different stitches. Now, I am going to show you how to complete these stitches in this tutorial, but if I go too fast or you want more detailed instruction for each of these stitches, you could check out my description below where I've included links that focus on just those stitches. So first off, you're going to have to know how to chain. You're going to have to know how to single crochet. You're going to have to know how to double crochet, and you're going to have to know how to puff stitch. For today's crochet tutorial, I'm going to use a size J 6.0 millimeter crochet hook as well as some size 4 medium weight yarn in this teal color. Use whatever works best for you. You may also need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle at the end of your project. Today's crochet tutorial is written using US crochet terms. For the flutter stitch, you're going to begin by chaining a multiple of 3 plus 1. So each repeat of the flutter stitch takes 3 stitches to complete, and then you need 1 extra stitch because you lose a stitch by working into the 3rd chain from the crochet hook in row 1. So your multiple for this stitch is 3 plus 1. So what that means is you chain your multiple of 3 first. So any multiple of 3 works, so I have chained 15. So that is my multiple of 3. After chaining whatever multiple of 3 you would like, you then add 1 more. So now my stitch count is up to 16. For row 1, we're going to begin by working in the 3rd chain from the crochet hook. I personally am going to work into the back bump of the chain because I like how it looks better, but you can work into the chain however you normally do. There is no right or wrong way to work into the chain. So into that 3rd chain from the crochet hook, we're going to work a single crochet stitch. We're going to place 1 single crochet stitch in each of the chains across. So row 1 is all just regular single crochet stitches. Now, I will tell you that I don't normally work my first single crochet into the 3rd chain from the crochet hook. Usually it's the 2nd, but for this stitch, you have to have a little bit of a loop to work your very last stitch of row 2 into. And I'll show you what I mean when we get to row 2. So again, keep working single crochets into each of the chains across this row. I'm going to hurry to the end of the row and then I'll show you how to go to row 2. And here's our last single crochet stitch for row 1. And that completes row 1. For row 2, we're going to start by chaining 2 and then turning our work. We're going to start by skipping 2 stitches, so we're going to skip, and into the 3rd stitch, we're going to place 2 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That completes 1 double crochet stitch. We're going to put another one in that exact same stitch. So now I have 2 double crochets in that 3rd stitch. And into that same 3rd stitch, I'm also going to work a puff stitch. And for the puff stitch, we're going to do the following. We're going to yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through the space, yarn over again, go back into the same space, yarn over, pull through that same stitch, and then one more time, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 7 loops on my crochet hook. When I have 7 loops on my crochet hook, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 7 loops to complete a puff stitch. And that's how we create the flutter stitch. It's 2 double crochets and a puff stitch all into one stitch. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row. And the repeat for our row is worked across 3 stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third we're going to do the same that we just did. We're going to put 2 double crochets. So there is 1. And there is 2. And then a puff stitch as well. So for this puff stitch, again, we're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 3 times until we have 7 loops on our crochet hook. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. That's the second time we've done it. And then yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. That's the third time we did that. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through all 7 loops to complete the puff stitch. And we repeat, skip and skip, and into the third we work 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2, and then we work our puff stitch into that same stitch. And we repeat, skip, skip, into the third, 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2 double crochets, and then we're going to puff stitch into that same third stitch. When you get to the end of the row, you should have basically 3 stitches remaining. So we have 2 regular single crochets and then that loop created by those skipped chains. So the first thing we actually need to do is we're going to chain 1. This is super important, and this is something that you're probably going to forget as you go through and do this stitch, and you're going to notice if you miss that chain 1. That chain 1 is going to help your edge stand straighter instead of kind of pulling it in and sucking it in. Because what we're going to do then, after chaining 1, we're going to skip 2 stitches, and into that loop created by those skipped chains, we're going to work a regular double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert right here so we pick up that loop that was created by those skipped chains, and then we're going to work our double crochet stitch. And that completes row 2. For row 3, we're going to start by chaining 2 and then turning our work. Now right away into this chain 1 gap from the previous row, we're going to work our first flutter stitch. So into that chain 1 gap, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So here is 1 and 2 double crochets. And then we're going to work our puff stitch, and our puff stitch is created the same way. We're going to keep yarning over, inserting, yarning over, pulling through until we have 7 loops on our crochet hook. Once you have 7 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row, and the repeat for our row is worked as follows. We're going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third we're going to put our flutter stitch, which is 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2, and then a puff stitch. Again, skip, skip, into the third, we work 2 double crochets, and a puff stitch. One more time, skip 2 stitches, and into the third, we work a double or 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2, and then we puff stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull throughs, and then complete your puff stitch. Now when you get to the end of the row, you're going to have 3 stitches and this chain 2 gap remaining. We're going to work this just a little bit differently. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. Again, that's super important because otherwise it's going to really mess up your edge and make it look really weird. I did that so many times when I was learning this stitch. I would forget to chain 1, and then I would notice that my edges looked weird, and it's because I forgot to chain 1. After chaining 1, we're going to skip over all of this and into this chain 2 gap from the previous row, we're going to work a regular double crochet stitch. So we're working into that gap right there. And that will complete row 3. Now, one thing I want to point out is, yes, it seems like you should be working one more flutter stitch there, but that's actually going to increase your stitch count if you work one last flutter stitch at the end of that row. If you're uncertain about if you should be working one more or not, count the previous row and see how many flutter stitches you have there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 flutter stitch clusters there. And notice now here in row 3, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 flutter stitch clusters. You will have the same amount of flutter stitch clusters in each row. They're not one's more and one is less. So again, your flutter stitch clusters should be the same number in every row that you crochet for this stitch. For the remainder of your project using the flutter stitch, you're simply going to keep repeating row 3. This is now a 1-row repeat crochet stitch. As far as the finishing row goes, I personally don't do anything special to finish this off. I feel like the top is pretty close to matching the bottom edge. You could, if it bothers you, run a row of single crochet stitches across the top edge, but I actually like how it looks just ending it after any repeat of row 3. The last thing I want to point out is that the flutter stitch looks the same on both sides. So here is side 1, and here is side 2. So this is a stitch that you could use in a project where you need both of the sides of your project to look the same. And that's how to crochet the flutter stitch. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos. And if you're looking for a crochet stitch with kind of a similar feel, you could check out my lotus stitch tutorial right here. And I hope you have a wonderful day.